So we're moving on to 2 digits times 2 digits, and of course knowing your basic multiplication facts will help you multiply multi-digit numbers. And it's like I tell my students that as long as you can multiply up to your nines, which is the largest digit, then you should be able to multiply any number. It's just a matter of looking at its place value, but anything up to your nines you should be able to multiply. So the second factor, though, in our multiplication problem is called the multiplier. So that second number is the multiplier. For example, in this problem, our second number is the 84, and so that is our multiplier in this problem. So let's take a look at this problem that we have in front of us. 27 times 84. Now, the key to any problem then, of course, is making sure we know the place value of each of the digits that we are multiplying. And just as in adding or anything else, we're going to start in the ones place. And I see that in my ones place, in my multiplier is a 4. So I'm going to start there. 4 times 7, which is 28. I'm going to put my 8 down, and I'm going to regroup. I'm going to carry that 2. Then I'm going to have 4 times 2, which is 8, plus that 2 up top, which is 10. And I always encourage my students to mark that out, knowing that they have used it and added it in their problem. Now, I'm ready to move on to the 8. However, that's not an 8. It's actually in the tens place, so it's an 80. And some people call it a placeholder, but I'd like the students to understand that I put my 0 down here because I'm now in the tens place, and my next number then needs to go right here if I am lining up into the tens place, because this is not an 8, it's actually an 80. And if I can envision the number 80, an 80 has a 0 in the ones place. So that's why I'm actually putting that 0 there, because this is not an 8, it's an 80. So now I'm ready to multiply, and I'm going to multiply my 8 times the 7 and get 56. So I'm going to put my 6 down and carry my 5, and then I'm going to have 8 times 2, which is 16, plus that 5 up top, which is 21. Now, since I've got partial products here, I've multiplied the 4 and then I've multiplied the 80, I need to put those puzzle pieces back together, and that's why we would draw our line and add. I have 8 plus 0, which is 8. 0 plus 6 is 6. 1 plus 1 is 2. And nothing plus 2 is 2. So my product is 2,268. Let's look at the next problem right beside it. I have 83 times 49. Once again, the 49 is my multiplier. I'm going to start in the ones place, and I see 9 times 3, which is 27. I'm going to put my 7 down and carry the 2. 8 times 9, which is 72, plus the 2 is 74. Once again, I'm going to put my 0 down because I'm moving on to the tens place. I see a 4. It's not a 4, though. It's a 40, and so I have my 0 down. 4 times 3 is 12. Put my 2. Carry the 1. 4 times 8 is 32, plus the 1 up top is 33. Now that I have my partial products, I'm going to put the pieces together. 7 plus 0 is 7. 4 plus 2 is 6. 7 plus 3 is 10. Put my 0 down. Carry the 1. 3 and 1 is 4. So my final product is 4,067. All right, so now let's see if we can apply this to some real-world situations. My story says that a school owns 28 buses. School owns 28 buses, and that there are 53 seats on each bus. How many seats are there in total on the buses? So I know that, of course, I could add over and over repeated addition, but that would take way too long. So I need to multiply. And I'm going to multiply my 28 times my 53. I have 28 buses. Each bus has 53 seats. So I'm going to start out with a 3 times 8 and get 24. Put my 4 down, carry the 2. And then I'm going to have 3 times 2, which is 6, plus that 2 up top is 8. I need to put that 0 down because I'm moving on to the tens place with a 5, but that's not 5, it's actually 50. And I have 5 times 8, which is 40. My 0, carry the 4. 5 times 2 is 10, plus that 4 up top is 14. Now that I have my partial products, I can put them together. 4 plus 0 is 4. 8 plus 0 is 8. Nothing plus 4 is 4. And nothing plus 1 is 1. So there are 1,484 seats in total on the buses. And one more story problem. We have Mrs. Moore took her 4th grade class of 25 students to the aquarium. Admission for each student was $12. What was the total amount of money needed for the field trip? This is a very typical problem that teachers use when we're going on a field trip. So let's take our 25 students, and each child had to pay $12. So I'm going to multiply that times my 12. Starting in my ones place, I have 2 times 5 is 10. Put my 0 down, carry the 1. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. I'm going to put my 0 down because I'm moving on to the tens place, and I see a 1, but it's not a 1, it's actually 10. And I'm going to take my 1 times 5 and get 5, and my 1 times 2 and get 2. And now that I have my partial products, I'm going to put them back together. 0 plus 0 is 0. 5 and 5 is 10. Carry the 1. 2 and 1 is 3. So it will cost $300 for the class to go to the aquarium.